Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. As today, we set our sights on the ruined village. As you can see, I was already on my way over to the bridge, but I paused here because apparently we've got some new scenery, which is odd, because I could have sworn we had already cleared this area when we did the whole Edwin thing. His body's actually still just over here, right near the slope down to the river. Oh, also worth noting, it turns out the other door we saw back in the tunnels actually leads into Halsin and Nettie's lab. Not really something we need right now, but certainly good to know should we find ourselves in a circumstance where we need to sneak back in, possibly to confront Kaga. We'll just file that away in the old brain bank. Minor valuables, nothing notable. How about you, exsanguinated boar?
Strange. It looks healthy, but it's stone dead.
I mean, let's be honest, I think we know exactly how this thing ended up dead.
A dead boar. But it doesn't look like it's been touched by scavengers.
Not our strong point, but we'll give it a shot. Hey, there we go.
The carcass seems to be fresh, only a few hours dead. You notice 2 small puncture wounds in its neck. Looking closer, you can see the skin around its face is desiccated. It's been completely drained of blood.
This boar was gored. A gourd full of blood, that is, at least until someone drank it. But who? Who could this blood-drinking fiend be? I'll bet this is what Magister Asterion was investigating when we saw him sneaking away from camp the other night. A good man, that Asterion. Oh, speaking of which, while I am now fairly certain, based on context clues, that that pod over there is Karlach's, we do still have this very distinct random coffin lying in the river just below the bridge. Hey Ed, what's up? Still dead? That sucks. But yeah, I mean, it would be weird if, I guess, the Mind Flayers dropped off Asterion in a coffin. But then again, if he was a vampire, maybe they did have to take, like, special measures with him to prevent him from bursting into flames or something. I don't know. It's weird that they were even able to infect a vampire, an undead creature in the first place, but I'm sure there must be some logic to it all. And you know what? As long as we're down here, we might as well follow up on the whole owlbear situation. I have to imagine at this point it's either fully healed or died from its wounds.
Better not be cursed.
But we'll know soon enough. Broken pottery. Interesting. Shows signs of habitation by non-owlbear entities. As does the eviscerated corpse. And the dead miner.
That stench. Dead owlbear prey, no doubt.
I got a rock. We can also see the nest from here. Surrounded by bones, but no actual owlbear. Ooh, hello. Hello, conspicuous pile of treasure just sitting on a sun-soaked rock. Resting before the majestic statue of an unidentified woman.
Looks like a shrine to Seluna over there.
Ah, Seluna. She is looking quite statuesque. Surprised we didn't get any comments from Shadowheart on that.
There's magic keeping this chest sealed. I can feel its aura.
Interesting. Oh, you know what? I do vaguely recall this from early access. I should not pick that up. The War Between Selûne and Shar. A dusty volume that speaks of the conflict between the sibling goddesses Selûne and Shar, after Selûne ignited the sun and brought life-sustaining light and warmth to the universe. Surprisingly terse compared to the usual lore books. Let's go ahead and stash this stuff real quick. Ooh, and we've got some other random things here. That incense is actually pretty valuable. Yeah, 30 gold per. That's not bad. And what else have we got? There's some way we can disarm this chest. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we've got another book hidden back here. I think we just have to read that. Pardon me, ma'am.
That's curious.
Ooh, hello there. Selûnite prayer sheet.
How can I help?
I actually didn't mean to talk to you. I meant to pick up this prayer sheet.
A prayer sheet. With the same symbol as the one on the chest.
There we go. Okay, that's how we open it. Which means this other book is just lore. The Genesis of Selûne and Shar. An ancient tome detailing how Selûne came into being along with her sister, Shar. The silver, radiant Selûne and the dark, alluring Shar complemented each other, and brought an orderly distinction between light and dark in the universe. Again, very terse. How about this one? A prayer dedicated to Selûne, imploring all to accept the Moon Maiden's blessings and share in her bounty. I see. Well, I'm never one to turn down some graciously offered... Ow.
This thing won't yield its contents easily.
Okay, so what am I supposed to do here? Hey, there we go. Simple enough, and... Huh. Weirdly, Shadowheart actually seems to approve of all this. That is not what I was expecting. But, I mean, I'll take it, I guess.
You should leave it. Or even destroy it, if possible.
And apparently I spoke too soon. Okay. Can I ask why?
This rubbish is an offering to Selûne. At best, it's worthless. At worst, who knows? Could be cursed. Do not trifle with that moon witch, or her trinkets. Only trouble will follow.
Shadowheart, this is unlike you. Normally you're a lot more emotionally distant and withholding. What's going on here?
I should have stayed quiet. You want the truth? Fine. I worship Shar, Mistress of the Night, Selûne's twin and foe. Now that you have the truth, please don't make a big fuss about it.
Fantastic! Monsters in our minds and around our campfire.
All right, ease up, Karai. You're a half-demon cyborg from the Blood Wars. I'm a wizard lizard with a cosmic squid boss. We've all got issues. But seriously, Shadowheart, you could have just told me. How long were you going to keep this a secret?
Forever, ideally. And you assume too much about what I can and cannot tell. Secrecy is everything for Shar's children. It is our code, our creed, our shield. I even keep secrets from myself. I had my memories suppressed, so that nothing I know could be used against the Dark Lady. Once I prove myself, my memories will be restored. I'm not sorry I kept this from you. Not one bit. Though, perhaps that might change, if you can show an open mind.
I'm sorry, so wait, you would potentially start regretting keeping secrets? I'm not entirely sure I followed that argument, but, I mean, I'm here now. My mind is pretty open. The subject's already been broached, so, I mean, if you want to talk about it, I'm listening.
Talk to me later. We've got more pressing matters to see to right now.
Yeah, sure, okay. I'll pencil it into my schedule, I guess. Moondrop Pendant. Magic necklace with writhing dance. When the wearer has 50% hit points or less, they don't provoke opportunity attacks. The back bears an inscription under a delicate crescent moon. You're a novice no more, Robin. Only right you should carry a little of Our Lady's light with you. Idol of Selûne. Bloodstone, silver necklace. Selûnite Rite. A plain, unadorned note. Oh, Oh, I see. Okay. You know what? That's fine. I wasn't trying to hide it from her. I never told her I wouldn't take it. I asked her why she was making a big deal about it, and she told me to talk to her later. And she disapproves. Okay, fine. Whatever. I was hoping we could talk it out, but I guess I chose the wrong option during our initial confrontation. Shouldn't be a problem long term. She generally approves of most of our actions. This was just kind of an odd outlier. We'll chat with her next time we set up camp. I'm sure that alone will offset our losses here. And we'll take that. Necklace goes to Karlach, mainly because she's the only character without one. The rest of this stuff goes in the Horde. Chest goes back to camp. Oh, right, and the right. This tome describes the ancient initiation rites observed by some who worship the moon goddess, Selûne. When a youngster came of age, they would be left to fend for themselves, deep in the wilds. There they would show their skills of navigation and self-reliance, as well as their determination to return to the Moon Maiden's silvery glow. Once they found their way back to their people, their faith and standing as a follower of Selûne would be beyond any doubt. I see. I mean, that must have some relevance on things that are going on here, at least where Shadowheart's concerned. She had a lot of dialogue involving this shrine in particular. Given that she also just kind of offhandedly mentioned her memories have been erased. That kind of makes me think she used to be a worshipper of Selûne, but has since been twisted into the service of Shar. Oh, hey there, cutie. And, hello there. Big guy, just kind of a panicked button press of all the buttons. Okay, so fully grown owlbear. Level 3, still slightly injured and distressed. Damaged eye, cannot make critical hits, and has disadvantage on perception. We'll make an approach momentarily. Let me just...
Owlbear eggshells. An unhatched...
You feel the quake of its heavy footsteps before you see it. An owlbear, its beaked face looming out of the darkness.
Shadowheart, why must you do me like this? At least she has a +3 wisdom mod. Cool, cool. You know what? This is your inspiration, right? Not mine. I think I can justify a singular reroll, given the circumstances. Hey, there we go.
The owlbear's one good eye flicks away for a moment. You follow its glance and see an owlbear cub.
Yeah, maybe don't go for the baby.
The owlbear stares, then sharply inhales your scent. It sits back, its eyes still fixed on you. A silent ultimatum. You can leave now, or step closer and die.
That is certainly fair.
All's well that ends.
Though I
Not as
would
bad as it
still
could
like to actually chat you up. Can I do that
Find a
without
way
provoking
forward.
thine rage? I'm gonna go for it.
You feel the quake of its head.
What's this? Something weak, something tender. Won't even have to chew you before I feed you to my son. Soft meat.
Okay, easy now. I just, I couldn't help but notice you've got like half a spear in your brain, so I thought maybe I could help with that?
It's a splinter. I've gutted bigger threats than you with worse.
Okay, well, I mean, you know, I just thought I'd offer, but fine. I'll leave you and your cub be. No harm, no foul.
You're small, weak. Killing you would be a waste of time. You can go, but you make one wrong step and I'll rip you to shreds.
Hey, nice. We got inspiration from that. Which theoretically offsets the one that Shadowheart just burned. I'll have to double check to see if that's per character or party-wide. Regardless, we'll give Mama Owlbear and her nest a wide berth.
Open
Let's
up.
focus on the fringes here. And... oh man. Got a bunch of corpses and other interesting things over there, but obviously she would not respond well to us trying to approach it. We also have this path up here. And then that's back the way we came from. That's the waterfall we saw from the entrance. So let's check this. We have a very conspicuous raised path leading to this patch of sunlight over here, which I'm guessing must be a secondary exit. That probably brings us up somewhere right around the ruined village.
All right then.
Oh, well, I guess Mama did not like that. This is unfortunate. Gosh darn it. Okay, well, I suppose on the other hand, I shouldn't feel too bad about this. There are an awful lot of humanoid remains scattered around this place. Not all of them goblin. Yeah, I guess we're doing this. I'm not going to save Scum just to avoid it. Though, if she kills us, that'll be a slightly different situation. Expendable summons up front. We just need them to slow her down.
Need to act fast.
And rain death. Or miss every single shot. That is also an option.
Watch this.
All right, Karlak, I'm going to need you to pitch in here. Fortunately, we've got no shortage of things for her to huck.
Want to do it?
Oh, interesting. We actually missed the attack, but we still got some collateral.
The dice roll in my favor.
Oh my gosh, guys. Look, I know no one's happy about this, but what are our alternatives here?
Hope this ends well.
It's her or us. One or the other. At 2, Auric. Fine. Fine. Just stand there and die then. All our times have come. Here, but now they're gone. Oh, boy. We'll just focus fire on the mama. I mean, at this point, I think odds are we're probably going to end up getting so effed up we have to reload anyway, but we'll keep plugging away. Oh, no AOO. Interesting. There it is. Okay. But quote's still in it. Courtesy of aid. Go for the blind. Nice. We might just turn this around.
Bye forever, pal.
Let's get you away from that cliff. Nice. Solid hit. And ongoing bleeding. Plus days. Fantastic.
Let's finish this.
Imperious Rex. Nice.
What should I do?
I really hope it goes for the summons first. Karlak doesn't have the AC for toe-to-toe. Oh, let's move Gale away.
Unleash me.
It's blind, so we should be able to. Yes, okay, we're good. I'd feel safer if I could get the casters to the other cliff, but this'll work. Or at least a round or two. We've got her half down.
I wonder if this is worth the cost.
No chance of dropping her on this shot, but we're in pretty good shape, all things considered. So that puts her at about a third. Oh. Wow, that was... Wow. I was about to say that was an awful move on her part, but she still got in some solid licks there. I think we're good, though. I think we're good.
My turn.
Sorry, Mama.
Cub looks from you to his dead mother.
Wake. Hungry.
A single strike will end his suffering.
Yeah, hard pass. I already feel bad about this. But, you know, I mean, on the other hand, it was mostly self-defense. I'm going to give myself like a 70% self-defense pass on this one.
It hurts.
Hungry. Food.
You watch, speechless, as the cub begins to eat his mother.
At least the cub has a fighting chance now.
That, or we've just prolonged its misery.
I mean, I'm not that shocked. Animals eat each other. It's not exactly some grisly new discovery.
Oh, I could go for a good meal.
At least I'll have food for a while. I mean, look,
All right. What now?
I love my cats, but I fully accept that someday I will pass away and they will devour my corpse. Head of a broken spear. A gawking yellow eye is pierced on this broken spearhead. Okay, well, I guess I'll take that. And I would like to chat up the cub, but
At the ready.
based on the map, it appears that it is actually inside its mother, which is awkward, but I guess that's fine. We'll just leave it. We'll just leave it be. We've probably done enough anyway. Let's go ahead and top off.
Welcome, rest.
Oh, and now that we have both halves of that spear, we should actually be able to just stick these two back together? Nice. And because Oryx's an artisan, that's another point of inspiration. Plus, the Vision of the Absolute. A magic spear. No bonus. But it does have Absolute Night. Blind targets that fail a dexterity savings throw. Deals an additional 2 to 12 piercing damage to certain creatures sporting multiple sets of eyes. I mean, I can't imagine we'll get much use out of that. Beholders are a bit beyond our current level, but the free blinding is nice. In theory, that blinding effect should trigger when she throws it. Though I will have to test that to verify. I've heard it doesn't work with improvised throwing weapons. Oh, also, holy moly, Karlach went up a level. I did not even notice that. Wow, that must be because of the Mother's Fury thing that procced earlier. Which means everyone else must be right behind her. Well, actually, no. You know what? I'll tap the quick save and we'll take care of that now.
Looking ahead.
Since I think we already know what we're giving her anyway. Okay, yeah, it's super straightforward. She gets more HP and she gets a feat. Which I think will be Tavern Brawler. I've heard a lot of good things about this one. It basically just doubles her strength bonus when using improvised or thrown weapons, which, as we've seen over the past few episodes, is something I absolutely love doing. And then I think, yes, we also get a bonus attribute point from it, which we will use to round out her strength. We'll round that out to 20 at either 8 or 12, and then I suppose we'll round out her con at some point. I'll have to give that some thought. It might be better to round out her dex instead. And there's our exit. Interesting. Not where I would have expected it to be, but that's definitely a climbable surface. So what's over here, then?
Something over there.
Ah, okay. The sunbeam was to point out where the treasure is buried. Fair enough. Ooh, holy water. I'm sure that'll come in handy. Alright, well, you know, I still feel bad about how things went down here, but nothing like loot to assuage the guilt. Might as well plunder the nest while we're here. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Those are definitely humanoid remains. I'm seeing a fair few skulls in the mix.
No traps, please.
I've also got a pretty sizable nest egg, which I guess we should take. Again, doesn't make me feel great, but I mean, leaving it here certainly wouldn't help.
An owlbear egg. These are supposed to be worth a fortune.
How about you? What's your deal? The Oak Father's Embrace. Magic. Hide. With Order of Nature. Undead creatures that hit the wearer receive 1d6 radiant damage. Beasts that hit the wearer deal an additional 1d6 radiant damage. Embroidered with a simple maxim, nature is the true state of the world. These hides radiate a faint divine power. Wow, this is actually pretty awful. Can't even feed it to Gale, so I guess we'll just pack that away until I get a chance to sell it. Not seeing anything else of note, so we might be done here. Oh, the elevated exit. Yeah, let's check that out. See where that puts us. It is basically what got us into this mess. It would be silly to not check it out now. Hey, bud. You comfy cozy in there? Yeah, I'm just gonna pretend that's cute and not at all grotesque.
Not a chance I'll fit in there.
What? I mean, that's clearly a climbing surface, not like a crevasse. But fine, we will conjure up a mage hand.
Ready and willing.
Do a little remote scouting. Alright, buddy, you want to give me a hand here? Apparently not.
Still alive, so that's progress. Not a chance I'll fit in there.
Weird. Okay. Just couldn't get a grip, so we'll let it go.
Should mind my step.
Yeah, just her sign of the times, man. Her sign of the times. Alright, let's book it. We've still got some time left. We'll go check out the bridge. I believe we glimpsed some corpses up there, so maybe we can find one that's feeling chatty. I don't think we'll actually enter the village today, since we burned more time here than I really intended to. But, we can at least scout it out a bit. Get a better idea of what awaits us beyond those ruinous gates.
Here we go.
You seem to know a good deal about our condition, Gale.
Everything, really. Not to put too fine a point on it.
A humble specimen, aren't you?
On occasion.
Oh yeah? Is that why you keep failing all your skill checks? Glad to have you with us, Gale. You are something else. Ed? Always a pleasure.
West, Baldur's Gate. East, El Turel.
I see, I see. I was kind of hoping it would tell me the name of the village, but that's
Still breathing.
fine.
Everything. Can't slow down.
Ooh. And we've got loot. Potato! The finest of produce. The True and Impossible Adventures of Tenebrix Morrow. Volume 2. Which I believe is the one we read. The one we have sitting in our queue is Volume 1. So that we do still need to read. But yeah, Volume 2 is the one where Captain Morrow's halfling blacksmith ends up cursed to toil for all eternity for having the audacity to sing when she ought not. Which I actually liked. It was a bittersweet cautionary tale about the dangers of dealing with Fae.
Dead goblins. Dead travelers.
Were they heading to the Druid's Grove?
I mean, we know who these people are. These are the adventurers and tieflings who were attacked on the way to the grove. We've heard all about them at this point. If memory serves, we are specifically looking for a dwarf named Brian. Or something to that effect. This looks promising. No glows, though.
The corpse has nothing to say.
Fair enough. Maybe further in. This looks to be the party rogue. Party mage. With a modest selection of scrolls, we'll take those. Party chef? I mean, hey, priorities, I can respect that. You know, if Battle Chef was actually a viable option, I would be sorely tempted to take it. A is for Azith and Other Gods, Volume 2. And a Goblin's Drawing, a childlike charcoal drawing of 3 stick figures. Interesting, interesting. Plus some other assorted vendor trash.
I bet that'll fit in my pack.
Dead tiefling. And a path further south. That would take us towards the evidence we need to expose Karlach. Which we will get to, but I'd really like to check out the village. We're already here. More crafting ingredients, we'll take those. And we'll check out the corpse, but we will not... Oh. Okay. Something is going on with the gate, but we did not detect it. It might behoove us to find an alternate entrance.
Moonhaven.
Moonhaven. Okay, we've got a name. And how about you? I don't suppose you're feeling chatty?
The corpse has nothing to say.
Yeah, I should really stop casting it on corpses without the aura. But, you know, I keep hoping they'll surprise me. Alright, we're obviously not going in today, but let's get a gander at those books we found. We'll also go ahead and do some quick cleanup here. Get the vendor trash stashed, give Karlach her trident. And get a gander at these things. Drawn in thick charcoal lines upon an animal skin, this childlike portrait depicts 3 stick figures, a goblin with sparks in its hands, a square humanoid figure, and what seems to be an elf. Each of them is wearing a simple crown, which must be their leaders. Yeah, that tracks, because we know one is a drow. We know one is Gut, the priestess. That must be the one with lightning. Which just leaves the square humanoid figure. Oh, yeah. We've got an update on our quest. A very unhelpful, vague update. Thank you. But that does show that they're linked. And then, yes, I'm pretty sure we read this one. It's the other one we need to read. Yep. Misadventures in the realm of the Fae. Away with ye. And this, I believe, is new. Azith, the god of wizards all, who spends their whole lives learning. He grants their spells both big and small, for Mystra, always yearning. Bane the tyrant, the black hand, make sure the strong do rule. He spreads his darkness through the land, praised by the harsh and cruel. Besheba will bring forth your doom, unless you chant her prayer. Split from Timora in the womb, she brings bad luck to spare. Besheba. That's one you don't hear about often. I can't say I'm really familiar with her. Though obviously Bane and Azith both played major roles in the previous Baldur's Gate games. The True and Impossible Adventures of Tenebrix Morrow, Volume 1. His red dragon thus dispatched, the knight had no choice but to leap for my ship, crashing to the new bride's deck even as his mount was swallowed by the eerie gloom of the astral plane's shifting tides. Faithful Norls was upon him instantaneously, clawing and biting. Alas, in vain. Astral projection thwarts even the fury of a tabaxi cabin boy, and the treacherous Githyanki only laughed as Norl's formless blows passed harmlessly through him. The knight's silver sword came about in an arc that missed Norl's entirely, but neatly clipped the spiritual cord, anchoring the tabaxi's stalwart soul to the plane. I mourned as my faithful feline companion faded from existence, but did not hesitate. The Githyanki only smirked lazily at my charge, anticipating the futile efforts of another bound by the laws of this plane. But that is not, and has never been, Captain Tenebrix Morrow. Unlike poor Norls, I had entered this plane in my full-fleshed form, a fact I demonstrated by thumping the warrior solidly between the legs. He tumbled over the new bride's rail and down into the mists, even as a fresh horde of dragons rose from the distant dead citadel of Tu Narath. Interesting. This one feels much more relevant than the other one, where the other one was simply a cautionary tale about the perils of parlaying with Fae. This one involves the Githyanki and the astral plane, both things that will end up clearly coming into play later down the line, especially that bit about the silver sword. I mean, that's stuff that's well beyond our current level range, but possibly in Act 3? I mean, those things are serious bad news, as anyone who has played Neverwinter Nights 2 could tell you. I really should find time to play some of those classics. It's been way too long. Journey through the jungle. The adventures of one Baron von Baron and his goblin guide Jaw, as they brave the thick jungles of Chult. The sun had just fallen below the horizon when I first heard its call. 1,000 reed pipes at once, whistling a single, beautiful, terrible song. "Ulu Thalong," said Jaw. "It's coming." Jaw dropped her pack and scurried up the nearest bitter. With a bit more effort, I climbed a tree of my own, and the two of us surveyed the grassy ground beneath. Ah-woo! There it was again, above and beneath and all around. So close my skull vibrated from the sound. The ferns and foliage around me rippled and swayed. Jaw held a finger to her lips to demand my silence. and in one motion, it snatched her. A vine? A tentacle? It hardly mattered. The hunter had found its prey. Jaw's scream swelled, then faded as Ulu Thalong dragged her away. I leapt down to give chase, but the creature left no mark behind. The grasses were untrampled, the shrubs unbroken. I had only the memory of that harrowing call to guide me. Pretty spooky. I can't imagine the jungles of Chult have anything to do with what we're doing, but it is interesting. Ulu Thalong. I'll have to make a note of that somewhere. On the off chance it actually somehow ends up becoming relevant. Though, honestly, it could easily end up being a reference to something I'm simply not familiar with. I'm sure y'all will let me know. And you know what? Let's do one more. We're actually not too far off from finishing the stack. Magic of the Weave, an introduction. A hefty book for beginning spellcasters. Though mostly truthful, the author, clearly a wizard himself, seemed to possess quite a particular bias. As they often do. Few try to understand the Weave. A true pity, for only they who are truly attuned to the Weave can rightly call themselves spellcasters. Thus comes the question, what is the Weave? It is an essential element of the universe. It runs through everything in unseen threads. It is what makes magic possible. It is also, though I will not go into further detail here, the goddess Mystra herself. See Magic of the Weave, Mystra and the Spell Plague. The Weave isn't magic, precisely. Rather, it is a raw material from which magic is woven, not entirely unlike how a collection of threads is shaped and formed into a garment. Those with the necessary talent and skill can manipulate the Weave, and perform magic by casting spells. Developing this skill takes years of learning and constant practice. You might have heard of those who can cast spells because they are born with an innate connection to the Weave, commonly called sorcerers, or worse, because they struck a bargain with an otherworldly creature, also known as warlocks. Do not be deceived, their magic is unpredictable, uncontrolled, and in some cases, not even rightfully theirs. No, to truly know and manipulate the Weave is an art. But those wizards who master it will know the limitless power and beauty the Weave provides. You know what? Kind of condescending, but he's not necessarily wrong. There is basically zero denying that folks like me and the Blade of Frontiers definitely entered some pretty short-sighted bargains for our access to the arcane. Then again, if you need evidence of actual learned wizards also acting wildly irresponsibly. Gale? What's up, buddy? Alright, and we are technically past time. I just want to make sure we've got this area down here cleared. That's where we met Scratch and found Gomwick. But yeah, we have a small patch here we didn't clear on our first pass. Just scoop all this stuff up real quick. And keep an eye out for any other opportunities to exploit. Hello there. That's where we came up. And there's Gomwick. Poor guy.
Let's have a look.
That might be worth a look.
Oh ho! A rocky crevasse.
Not a chance I'll fit in there.
Which we can't fit inside of. Fantastic. So we do indeed have an alternate entrance, just not one we can actually use. Though we also have that bridge, just a bit further north. which we have already partially scouted, so maybe that's a better direction to make our approach from. Alright, well, either way, this feels like a good place to call it. We'll hit the pause button for now. I will consider our options on how to make our approach. Clearly there's something going on with this gate, so we'll probably go bridge. And I guess I'll also put some thought towards what to do with our remaining level ups. Oryx, still going actor. But I'm actually not sure what we're doing with Shadowheart or Gale. My original plan with Shadow was to give her Observant, which would have made her a better substitute rogue, and rounded out her Wisdom. But unfortunately, it apparently didn't make the cut to launch. But I'll look at our options, and of course feel free to leave suggestions in the comments below, and we will pick up here next time. See you then. Oh, and special thanks to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible, including but not limited to Revenant, Alois, CrowkingLoR, Dragon Matrix 7, Drakiith, B23, EgonAlter, Emile, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, James Trimmier, Kazorm, Mark Giemza, Nathan Welch Jr., OverlordPherom, RandomPassrby, RobbyB, Rowan Church, Tomasz Piątkowski, Triphoppenskip, and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, if you'd also like to help support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things. Trust me, it does make a difference. Or you could even check out the PayPal, the Patreon, the Nexus GG, or the YouTube memberships. Links are in the description.
You can go. Killing you would be a waste of time. But you make one wrong step and I'll rip you to shreds.